and still DDP pulls it off in a very smart fashion, in a very smart way. What's happening, people? Welcome back to the Brothers Geekout channel. It's another episode of Fight Talk, and we're about to geek out over UFC 305. Israel Adesanya versus DDP. And damn, and still DDP pulls it off in a very smart fashion, in a very smart way. Bro, I'm always joined by K West. How you doing, bro? What do you think of the fight? What's your thoughts? Let's get into the fight. What's going on?
Oh man, I feel like DDP was so impressive. So impressive. His you know what, like we were saying before, what he puts together with his crazy kind of Tasmanian devil kind of offense of, dipping his head down and going for swinging punch. It's so effective because in the same time he's dipping his head down, you figure, shit, is he gonna go for takedown? So you're thinking about, it's chaos. And I think, in the stand-up, he did well. So did Adesanya, but he stayed with him and was able to do the thing that I expected, which is to not get pushed back. Right, he did for a good while, but he at some point he did go forward, and he was able to catch the timing of Adesanya and catch him a couple times, which was very impressive. And we all knew that he's way more well-rounded than Adesanya, and he did exactly what you'd expect to do: get the opportunity, grapple him. He tried in the first round, it didn't really work out. Adesanya got up, but just like Khabib does, you're going to get the second one, you're going to break the third one, and they come from nowhere. They absolutely cut you. Do you remember he got a leg kick, or he took a leg kick and then bursted? So he's so unpredictable, and I don't know who has the key for him, but wow, what a performance. And of course, I'm so glad that they made up in the end, and I'm sure you are too.
Yeah. That was the best part. That was the best. Listen, I'm biased over Izzy.
Of course
Izzy
you are.
fan, and I was like, oh man, basic, he lost. I really wanted him to
No,
win, but
I
congrats to
know.
DDP, he smashed it. But that was the best part, when they hugged,
That
when they made thing, when they said, listen, I didn't mean to offend you in that way. It wasn't
was.
about that. I
I
loved
knew
all of
it.
that. That's the
I
best
knew
part.
it.
That was the best part, no matter what. So the finish, that ending was perfect. But what you just said, exactly, man. I mean, DDP is a puzzle because he's sloppiness and striking. And knowing disrespect, but he's a guy that leaps with punches. You don't do that shit. And he's got power, which makes it effective.
Yeah.
It's hard to counter. And
Right.
like you said, that leap could turn into a takedown. And yeah, I mean, look, Izzy looked amazing. And those
He
body
looked great.
shots, he looked good. He dodged
Oh,
the punches,
yeah.
great body shots,
They were
great
doing
body.
damage.
Yeah, man, he looked great.
They were
I
doing
thought
damage.
Izzy, honestly, like I thought Izzy's picking it up. I'm like, yep, he's gonna
Yeah.
take it, he's gonna do
Yeah.
it. But I think DDP showed a heart of a lion. I think
Yeah.
regardless of being tired or whatnot, he showed a
Yeah.
heart of a lion. And you're
Absolutely.
right, I do agree that he's more well-rounded in the sense that his grappling is higher than Izzy's. But
Yeah.
his striking is not as technical and nice looking as Izzy's, right? And he doesn't have that accolade, and it's sloppy from the perspective of like it's effective and whatnot. But overall, it makes him more effective because he can pull off that
Wow.
striking as well
Yeah.
as the grappling. Man, I couldn't believe, like, I think it was the first round, the second round when he took him down. What DDP done immediately was just go straight for the neck, which is what amazing. Like he
I'm on
attacked.
the phone. All right,
he,
man.
he attacked
Yeah.
immediately rather than trying to get position or ground and pound. He went straight for the
Yeah.
set. And then when Izzy got out the first one, I was like, yeah, let's go, Izzy, let's
Ooh, yeah.
go. But then
Yeah.
that fourth round, it just came out of nowhere. And when he tapped, I was
Fast.
upset, but then I was like, congrats, DDP. Like, great game plan.
So,
You knew, you mixed it up. You had an MMA fight, and you
yeah.
performed in an MMA fight,
Yeah.
and that's amazing. And
That's it.
Izzy looked amazing. So it's not like, oh, is he losing it or whatnot? It's like, nah, he looked fucking brilliant.
Nope.
Just good
Incredible.
game plan by DDP, and good just
Yeah.
adjusting. And I felt like it did look like whoever pushed forward was getting the better hand, regardless of
That's
Izzy
it.
and DDP.
That's it. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
but I did feel like Izzy was pushing forward like
Much
round
more than
three
normal.
and four, especially, man. Like, man, it was such a tense fight. I was like, come on, Izzy. Like, listen, nothing against DDP. I'm just an Izzy
Yeah.
fan. You know, I'm more of an
That's
Izzy
it.
fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was
Yeah.
so, it was good. And that, and like you mentioned, the best part was when they made up.
Yeah.
They talked in the cage. They gave respect in the cage, outside the cage. You know,
Yeah.
DDP spoke to Izzy's parents. All of that.
Yeah.
Love that. Love
Yeah.
that. And I'm happy because this one was deep, racial stuff, all that, so very
Yeah.
deep. And we spoke
Yeah.
about it last week. Like, no matter
Yeah.
what, I hope they make up. And I think they
Yeah.
just said beautiful things at the end. So, like, no matter what, whoever won today, Africa won. And I was like, yes,
Oh,
I love that. I love that. So
yeah.
that
Yeah.
was the best part for me, I think, at the end. Obviously, if Izzy won, I would have been a bit more joyful because I'm a fan,
Sure.
but that was the best part. I think
Yeah.
it was a good ending. I want to say happy ending, but yeah, it was a happy ending. It was good.
Was for Africa, it was. And I like the fact that they said, if we rematch, I'll kill you. And he's like, I'll kill you too.
Love
That's
it.
great.
Warriors, man. Warriors. What a great fight. Izzy looked really good. I have to say,
Oh
he
my
did look. To
God.
me,
That
looked like prime Izzy, man. I love what he. You know what? Yeah, Izzy's
mm,
really good at control. Like he does a
yeah.
thing where he holds a hand or he puts a hand out for distance, but he doesn't put his fingers out. He puts his fist out.
Yeah.
Great control
Yeah.
in his bodies and ability, even under pressure. If he's getting strike, rather than putting the hands and the fingers out, his fingers. I love that, man, and that shows
Mhm.
like how much
Posting.
control he has in
Yeah.
his body. Not you're not sticking his fingers out or anything. Like he knows. Yeah, I'm gonna keep. It's just beautiful. I think he's such a master
Mhm.
of martial arts, master of stand-up, master of his own body, and
Mm.
understanding it in and out of pressure that he can control all his weapons. I think he's just amazing. So he looked fantastic. I can't wait to see him come back.
Yeah.
Whoever he fights. Obviously, I think I don't know if he gets another title shot. Maybe he has to take a fight and then get another title shot. But
It's hard though, because he's had 12 uh championship fights in a row. To then put him on something else, like it's a bit, he's in a hard spot, man. In a hard spot.
and he is a superstar, so they might just give it to him anyway. Who cares about rankings? I mean, we'll talk about some of the news later on, but who cares about rankings and all that sort of shit?
Mm,
UFC just makes certain
man,
decisions and
that
whatnot. So
was, yeah. Now, you know what? That was also the first time in a while that we've seen Izzy go forward and be offensive as much. He countered less. Did you notice that?
yes, you're right. You're right. Yeah,
He countered less, and he stayed on that post, which was that hand, and he worked off it a couple times. It reminded me of like Bleach or Dragon Ball, because he had his hand here, right, to say, okay, this is my length. And when Dricus came forward, he phased back, and then he would throw a punch, and then he would shift and throw another punch, and I'm like, damn, it's almost like he just kind of
yeah. I mean, that's Izzy's
yeah.
style. That's Izzy. And he was fighting great uppercuts. Like
Oh
he was
man,
literally. You said it last week. He was the man, not
the
the
Matador.
the matador, because there
Yeah,
was loads of times when Dricus would loop in and Izzy's
yeah,
out, and I'm like,
he's
exactly.
out.
Like, I mean, that
Yeah,
was what was expected. I think it was just
yes,
obviously the grappling, and Izzy's no
yes,
slouch. Like he's great at takedown defense and all that sort of stuff. I think
absolutely.
Dricus was just a bit aggressive with that
Too
grappling.
strong.
Yeah,
He's just
strong.
everybody's always mentioned how freakishly strong he is, and he just is. That's just who he is. That's testament to his training and whatever kind of South African meat he gets over there. But yeah, like Izzy, you know, he would have had to really work better on that counter to catch him, because opportunities were there. But for some
Mm.
reason, Izzy wasn't willing to stay. Once the charge would come, he was out. That there was no point. There was no opportunity for him to shift. I mean, there was one or two, but then Dricus was also good with that, so there was nothing there for him to counter. So it was a great chess match.
Yeah, and I think because of Dricus's, and when I say this word, I don't mean in disrespect, but because of his sloppiness of coming forward, I reckon
It's
it's
his
harder.
style, right?
Yeah, it's his style. Yeah, I think it's
His style
harder for a striker
to
like Izzy to
figure it out.
counter in the sense
Yeah,
because of like a
yeah,
normal clean striker. Izzy will see that he'd find the right
yeah.
position to slip and
Right.
counter or move it back. Whereas with DDP, the striking is so not so sleek and straight and positioned
Yeah.
correctly and postured correctly, where it's like if I do that same counter, it's not going to work on this guy because
Yeah.
he's leaped over there, like whatever. Like that's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's crazy that he's able to find effectiveness in that style. But that's the beauty about MMA, man. And you know, when people say, "Oh, the striking's not good," that it doesn't matter. It's MMA, and
I don't know
the
who
whole
says
point.
that.
People say that in like other disciplines, you know, be it kickboxing or boxing or whatever, like, oh, their boxing's not great. But that's not the point. This is MMA, and it's about
Mm,
applying what works for you and what doesn't
yeah.
work, and disregard what doesn't, like Bruce Lee's philosophy. And DDP is like one of the examples. And you know, from the striking to the grappling, like it don't matter like if your striking is as crisp as a world-class kickboxer, even though he's got a kickboxing accolade, it's just
I
the
agree.
crispness, you know what I'm trying to say, compared to
Yeah.
what's effective. And that's what's amazing. I give DDP credit. And when I say I'm an easy fan,
Massively.
doesn't mean I don't like DDP.
Massively.
You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
like I don't
Yeah.
like him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just wanted Izzy to win. I'm a fan. When he lost against Strickland, same thing. I was more of an Izzy fan, but I respect Strickland and what he did, and to give credit to him. But great fight, man. I was pumped. I was pumped. You see my
Yeah.
reaction I posted up on YouTube, and I'm like, no, like I was like, I couldn't believe it.
I
I was
haven't
like,
seen it yet.
ah, man, so upset. But great fight
Ah,
and very exciting for this division
yeah.
because we got some good fights coming up. And you know, Strickland is supposed to be next. But
Oh,
what's interesting about that is like, yes, Strickland is next, but what happens between Robert
stacked.
Whittaker and Hamzat Chimaev, right? If
Stacked.
do they just, you know, if there's more popularity there, what's his name? My guy who's just constantly active, Alex Pereira, we'll talk about him in a sec, but he was talking
Okay.
about coming down. If
Yeah.
he comes down, they'll give it to him. They'll tell Strickland, hold up, we're gonna give it to Alex
Yeah.
Pereira because that guy's
Yeah.
just superstar, right? Beyond
He's
superstar
the
right now.
guy.
So that's another thing, right? But this division, man, it's another fun fucking division, man. I mean, man, that was you know, I think we got some good things coming up with this division, but we'll see. I mean, what do you think? Do you think like Strickland will get it next? Do you think Hamzat Chimaev or Robert Whittaker could steal it? Do you think Pereira will just steal it if he comes in? Like, what do you think?
Mm. I've I've heard early talk that they're interested in Strickland rematch because it was close and there seems to be money there, like a story there. That would make sense, especially if DDP is not injured and neither is Strickland. I mean, maybe that could be by the end of the year, who knows?
Mm.
And then you've got if Hamzat can actually make it to the fight, if he fight, and gets to the Reaper, then we could have a title. Sorry, we could have a title fight and then the number one contender fight not long after or before, and then by next year we know exactly what's going to be happening in that division in regards to the belt. So I think it can all work. I think it can
Yeah.
all work.
Keeps this division going, man. You got
It does.
Cannonier's fighting soon. He's fighting.
Yes,
Who's
next
he
week.
fighting? Yeah, is it next
Next
week?
week.
Who's he
Yeah.
fighting? Is it Nas? It's not Nasruddin. No, it's not. No,
No,
it's not. No,
it's
Nasruddin beat him last time, right?
it's somebody.
And then
Yeah,
Nasruddin?
it's somebody else. I can't remember the
We'll
name.
check. Let's check. We'll check it in a sec. Let's
Yeah,
let's let's talk about the let's finish
sure.
off this card. Let's talk about the
Kai
co-main event.
Kara.
Woo! That was bro, another
Kai
one.
Kara. He
Performance of the night, man.
he knocked that boring looking face guy out.
What's his name? He looks like Steve Carell as well.
but
The actor
but
as
but
well.
but even
But
more aloof.
oh my God. I was sitting there watching the fight. I was like, cool, cool. This is nice. This is technical. Steve was getting his range, all that sort of stuff. But Kai just came in with that step in left hook, and I just
Oh,
dropped him, man. I mean, it was picture perfect. It was
that was
really
nice because he
amazing.
followed him, right? He went for the
Yeah.
right, then he shifted again to the left, and he was unable to correct that adjustment from Kai. And oh man, it was flush.
Beautiful.
Perfect. Perfect.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Um,
Next for the belt, Kai Kara.
Next for the belt, man. I
Is
mean, it
there?
has to be, right? It has to be
Yeah.
next for the belt. I mean, what we got
Pantoja.
here? Pantosha. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Kai was number 4. Yeah,
Right.
100% he should get another title. He fought for the interim. We spoke about that, right? So he should get
That's
the title shot. I think so.
Yeah, he lost to Amir Albazi, who was third, but it was a very close fight. I don't remember the
Mm,
fight, but they did talk about how close it was. So he deserves to be there. And with a win like that, obviously Usyk just fought for the belt, so it's a no-brainer.
definitely, man. That'll be good. I'll be excited to see.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that one, man. Kai Font is exciting, man.
He's a
Uh,
bad man. I like his energy.
yeah, definitely. I mean, another guy with energy from the same group of people is
Oh,
this guy here,
Dan.
Dan Hooker.
Oh,
My guy changed completely, bro. Tatted to the head to toe tatted.
yeah. I was thinking that
Bro, I
was
think his last fight, literally, I believe his last fight, nothing. And now my guy's head to
yeah,
toe tatted and just
right.
different, bro.
Well, it worked.
It's
Well,
something worked. His energy was there because Gamwa, like in the first round, I reckon if this was 2 years ago, in that first round when Gamwa was hammering
finished
down, I reckon he would have
probably.
finished him.
Yeah,
But Hooker,
yeah,
man, he was on it. The cardio was there. He would get up and immediately apply pressure. And I think that's what won him the fight. It was
yeah,
the pressure, like
yeah,
getting taken down, letting Gamwa exhaust loads of energy, get back up, start striking and whatnot. And I think ultimately that won
yeah,
him the fight. He landed some great strikes. I think he knocked Gamwa down once or twice, I think.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I
He
thought Gamrot would have won by
wrestling to death.
yeah, but Hooker man was on it, bro. It's a different hooker right now.
it's
And I,
it's remember it's nostalgic of the old hooker, no? To a degree.
yeah, something happened in between. I remember when he first came on board, he was like those knees, and he fought that massive crazy fight with Edson Barbosa, and you were like, this guy can take a beating because Barbosa put it on him at that time. That was when Barbosa was on top of the game as well. And then
Mm,
something happened. I mean, I guess things happen, but it looks like he's just got a whole different energy, man. He was just on it.
yeah, he
Freaking hell,
was.
that was another great fight. I think Gamrot, if he won, it would have
Yeah,
put him up there. I don't know about title shot, but at least title eliminator or something.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but that's obviously setting back a little bit. What we saying?
I
Where's
don't think Gamrot has enough on the feet against the higher echelon of fighters, though. Gamrot, he's a great wrestler, and he that's his main game plan. But I think as a whole package, I don't see him doing well against Dustin. I don't see him doing, against Justin, just because I feel like Gamrot kind of reminds me of Saint Denis a little bit.
mm,
He puts it together on standing, but it's all about the grappling. And if you can't do that, and the person gets up and they got heavy hands and they shuffle and whatnot, like you're going down. So against Dustin Gaethje, even Oliveira, I don't feel like Gamrot would have the answers. But
yeah, I mean, like you said, I
no,
mean, that's why Charles and Islam is just amazing because they got that beautiful striking as well as that dominant,
as
scary grappling. But look at
listen,
this top four, including champion top five. Look at that,
ridiculous,
man.
ridiculous.
Islam, Arman, Charles, Dustin. But this top, I wouldn't want to be in that division. Put it that way,
Nah,
man.
man.
Those
And
dudes.
got killers from, and then Max is there as well. Forget
Ooh.
Max. Oh my God.
But Dan Hooker and Max, Max, I think can pick his fights. I know he's going to fight for the championship at
I
flyweight, which is
forgot
cool.
he's yeah,
But I think
yeah.
in lightweight he can pick his fights, man. He can. Yeah,
Well,
Max is.
Max?
Yeah, I think if Max wins or loses,
Yeah,
regardless, the belt, I reckon if he wants to go back up to lightweight, he can pick his fights and say, I'll fight whoever, like another fun fight, he could do a rematch against Dustin Poirier. You know what I mean? He could fight Charles Oliveira.
mm,
He could fight him and Dan
fair.
Hooker would be a great fight. But
Oh
I
yeah,
think I think Holloway
good
has
point.
earned
Yeah,
his way to just say, I'll pick in
yeah,
lightweight, I'll pick a super fight. In my division, I'll do the ranking, but which he's
yeah,
gonna do. But in lightweight, let me pick my fights because you know,
right.
I think he's earned
Yeah,
that right.
I agree with you. I feel like Max against Dustin or Charles is not unfair.
Hmm.
It's not unfair.
I agree. I
Even
mean,
though he's
this
nine. Huh?
this might put Dan Hooker back in the top 10 because Gamrot was number 5.
Ah, that's
So,
true.
you
Yeah,
know,
oh, yeah, that's true,
yeah,
actually. So then,
Dan
okay, that makes sense. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
Dan Hooker versus Rafael Fiziev will be good. A good striking battle
True,
there. Then Benil
true.
Dariush is a good
Dariush.
one. He fought
Yeah.
Chandler. Chandler's just gonna wait forever for McGregor, and then one day he's just gonna like McGregor's. don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Next.
Yeah, but
Damn.
let's move on to
Yeah,
the heavyweight belt, man. Which was another. I thought this was a very exciting fight.
it was.
Taito Vieira versus Jairzinho Rosenstruik. Very technical fight by
Fight.
Rosenstruik. Very
Yeah.
disciplined technical fight
Yep.
by Rosenstruik. Because heavyweights, you don't mess around.
Don't.
And Ty loves to get in there and fight.
Yeah.
Rosenstruik is more of a technical striker. And I
Right.
think every time, if you notice, every time it got into the pocket, Rosenstruik clinched up. And I think that was very smart of him.
That was
Very
smart.
disciplined and very
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah. I agree. I agree because Ty is happy in that chaos. And I feel like because he also has a shorter reach and generally like everything that he threw, it was kind of like he just had to get in range and just get enough. Like he couldn't post. He didn't have enough range for that. So I felt like he had to get in close and make it ugly. And that was nullified. So it was a great job.
Great job, yeah, and disciplined, man. Because if
Yeah.
Jorginho was like, and at the end, I remember I think Jorginho pointed at the floor, and I was like, "Don't do it, don't do it, not in the heavyweight." But they done a little like Max Holloway set that trend, man. But they had a little
Yeah.
exchange. But fact is, like, he was smart enough to be like, "I know I'm not gonna get in the pocket with this dude because it's gonna be a problem."
Yeah.
One dude, did you see this is the first as well? One judge actually scored it for Ty,
And he got
and they kicked him off the
sent
board.
home.
Yeah,
I heard
yeah,
about it
good.
just 20 minutes ago. I heard about that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That because on you watch that fight, Ty didn't win a round. Like anyone, I'm not a judge, I'm a nobody, and I could see that, right?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
supposed to be an expert, and you
And
scored one,
doing
but
that
there's an
corruption.
element of it looks like it. That's probably why they got rid of him. Like
He
you got
was
to go.
he was Australian or Kiwi or whatever.
No idea, actually. Yeah, it might have been.
Mm. Well, you know what? I think it's not that this is going to turn any pages, but I think it is high time that we do look at the judging at some point. Maybe in the next 4 or 5 years that they look at it and change things around because I'm hoping this is a tipping point.
Yeah, I mean, people have said it all the time. Like
Yeah,
judges have to be held responsible
yeah,
for some of their actions, and something
yeah,
like this could change someone's career, could change someone's pocket
yeah.
money, and all that sort of stuff. Like it's bullshit clearly when something like that, because there's like, how could you score it for Ty when clearly he got
Right.
outshot? Even the scorecards, whether you saw it visually or saw the scorecards, there was a big difference between the significant strikes.
Yeah,
Um,
you could see on this
so.
as well.
Yeah, crazy. What about this
Nuts.
one, man?
Oh
Performance of the
my
night, Legion Yang
gosh.
versus Carlos. But this dude,
Oh my
never heard of
gosh.
him. How,
Me neither.
bro? How? I've never heard of him. I think he came off the Contender series or whatnot, right?
He's a bad man. He's a bad man.
Bro, it wasn't just the striking that was great. He was freaking like mature, man. He was like patient. He was steady. He was
Yeah.
calm. He was precise. He every
Yeah.
time he knocked Jing Lian down, he didn't rush. He was like,
Didn't
no, no, no.
small.
Give my
Yeah.
time. That was freaking impressive. That part was impressive. And he was looking for that walk-off knockout type thing, man. But the patience from this dude, I'm like, you're kind of new. When I say new, I'm not familiar with him, but you're kind of
Mm-mm.
new on the main card and all this sort of stuff, and you're just that patient and precise. I was like, wow,
Mm-mm.
that was amazing.
Yeah, no, he took his opportunity and he made the most of it and he slept Zhang Liang hard, man. You see, he was out, out. That was
And
a
I
powerful
believe
strike.
they said Zhang Liang's never been knocked down.
I'm not
Like,
surprised of a draw like that. Like, damn,
damn, man.
his head.
I
Yeah,
was.
he's wearing a helmet all the time.
I mean, it's got to talk about the power from. I don't even know if it's the power, to be honest. I reckon it was the precisions and the patience to land
Because he got him with the
the.
right, and it was the left that did the major contact, right? And it was like on the oh
It was
yeah,
a hook, yeah. I believe it was a
yeah, it was
hook, yeah.
yeah, it was flush. It was flush. But
Beautiful,
he
man.
obviously he chiseled the armor from before that because he
Mm,
knocked him down 3 times, 4 times.
yeah.
Yeah. And that was it, man. That was excellent. Oh my gosh.
I was
He
impressed by his patience, man. I just thought
yeah.
my guy's like, oh shit, I gotta take him out. I felt like
Nope.
I don't know, but no, my guy was just patient. I mean, be calm. I
Yeah.
reckon he just read it. He was like, I got this. Like I got it, and he just knew he had to be patient.
Mm.
And just it was awesome. It was freaking on my
Yeah.
radar. Put it that way.
Definitely. I think gone are the days is when people they get someone hurt and they rush in because I feel like history has repeated itself. And we've seen time and time again when people go in and they play possum and they get knocked the fuck out. So yeah, I think times have definitely changed for with that kind of style. People are way more patient and poised.
Definitely. And I'm pretty sure, of course, he was aware that Jing Lian's never been knocked down and all that sort of stuff. So maybe he even thought like, if I rush in and gas myself out, then Jing Lian's gonna fuck me up. So maybe, that might have been a part of the
Smart.
game plan or something to watch
Mm.
out for. Like, just be calm. Like, don't try to rush in if you do connect and whatnot, because he's got a chin on it. Anyway, he definitely deciphered that chin and just took him out, man.
Great
I
fight.
did not get a chance to
Nope.
watch the
Nope.
prelims
Nothing.
yet. No,
Nope.
I saw the end of this one. I saw there was a leg lock and a little dispute after the thing. But
Mm.
I have not had a chance to watch these. I'll
That's
go back. I'll go back and watch them.
Yeah, I will too. That's Johnny Walker's brother, isn't it? Go up. Oh, he lost. Damn. That's
Is
yeah.
it? Is it his
Also,
brother?
yeah, because they were
Oh, okay,
That's
okay.
yes, that's
Pulled off
Johnny
a nice
Walker's.
leg lock, man. That was decent.
Ah,
Um,
yeah, it's Johnny Walker's brother. And oh man, Herbert Burns lost again. Okay, he's probably gonna be out then. That's Gilbert Burns' brother, and that's his fourth or fifth loss in a row.
are you for real? Where is he, man?
Herbert
In
Burns,
fourth or fifth in a row? Are you serious?
it's something like that. I'll check for you, but it's not great. So I think he will be out of the UFC after this.
Okay, he's got to build himself back up. Okay. Well, I'm
Mm.
gonna when I get time, I'm gonna get a chance to watch the prelims. I haven't had a chance today. But awesome card, exciting, bro.
Yeah,
Exciting card. Let's see what's next week, and we'll get into some new stuff that we've heard about. Next week is Cannonier versus Boello. Boello?
that's the guy,
Yeah.
Moralio.
Boello. There we
That's the
go.
guy. Oh
Number
yeah, yeah, yeah. So just to confirm, that's his fourth loss for Herbert
fourth
Burns.
loss. Damn, okay.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Wait, what? Oh, who did he fight? He fought sorry to go back to you, but okay, it's that fight. He retired. TKO retirement.
Oh shit. So he must have put his gloves down and be like, I'm done.
Must oh no, but hold on. It says it happened before as well. I don't know what that means. Does that mean that he gave up? Or I don't know. But it says TKO retirement on Wikipedia in 2022 and in this fight. So I'm not sure.
Okay, then there must be a meaning towards that, right?
Not
Um,
sure. Interesting though. Guess we'll find out.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so, man. But
Mm.
next week's card, another exciting one for the middleweight division, since we've had such a
Cannonier.
12 versus 5, man. I mean, this is another one where Cannonier, like you got someone in the top five or whatnot, giving someone a big opportunity, man, to step up. So
Yeah. But Cannonier, he's a tough guy, but he just doesn't have that X factor to do any damage to the top guys.
there's something like I don't know if it's a hesitation or something like that. It's very
Careful, cautious.
yeah, it's very cautious. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something that he's not tuning into his, I don't know, like his source because he's fifth place, but I can't. Can you think of a time when he was like, oh my God, Cannoneer is a scary mother? Like it's just there's Cannoneer, it's not like,
When
oh
he
my God, it's Cannoneer.
when he was about to fight Izzy, I did feel like that. I was like, oh, this guy, right? Because he
Right.
was knocking out a few
Power.
people. Yeah, but then that Izzy fight, very calm, very, very cautious. And then
Yeah.
ever since then, it's just been a bit cautious and cautious. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So
we'll see. I mean, listen, man, this is, this is about this will be a good, even for Cannonier, a good test for him to see where he's at,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Where I say where he's at, like where he's at mentally, where he's at with his skill set, and for him to know as well, like, and for us to know, I guess, as fans. But yes, this should be an interesting one. Next week we got
Definitely.
Angela Hills back.
Ah, she got the
Uh
pineapple top now.
yeah, I switched. Does she always have that? Or
I don't think so, no.
Neil Magny? Neil Magny's
Uh-huh.
fighting.
Oh, wow, again. This guy he's a crazy guy, man.
He holds the record in that division, right? Like as most fights
Yeah, I
in
think so.
welterweight division. Yeah,
I think
crazy. It's
so.
on it, always on it, man.
He's a
Edmund
workhorse.
Shabazian,
Edmund Shab.
Joe,
Oh wow.
head
Oh wow.
movement. I was waiting for you
Head
to.
movement. Yeah.
Oh, good. Cool, man. Who else is on this card?
I don't know. James London top. Josiane, no. Wang Kong, no. Victoria Leonardo, no.
Okay.
New
Well,
faces.
yeah,
Zachary
yeah.
Reach. No, I don't know.
What's the next big one? Let's see. Let me.
A Cannoneer, man. I feel like with
Birdie and Burns and Brady. That's a good one. That's on that's what 2 weeks
ah
after September 8th.
Burns and Brady.
Uh
Oh,
yeah,
Sean
Jessica and
Brady.
Draw.
Okay. Natalia Silva, don't know her. Steve Garcia. Okay, so these are some interesting folks to look at. Some guy, he's from Israel. Dope. Yanal Mashmos. Wow. Trevor Peak. Yeah, these are some new buds.
Oh, it's
Ryan Spann,
been
Oh shit.
oh, for these like I was like sorry man, but these guys on a prelim on a fight night card. I mean,
Yeah.
not in a bad way, but like this guy fought for a title. He fought John Jones, Ryan Spann. I just remember him, big Superman on his chest. Uh,
Right. But they haven't done anything spectacular,
It's what
so
happens. It's crazy, this sport, man. Um, like
yeah.
you could
You
build
fuck
yourself
around,
up, yeah, and you
end
could
up on the
build yourself,
prelims.
yeah, on a fight night. So this is the big
Yeah.
one. This is the next big one, man. Where this is the big one. We'll I guess we'll talk about this closer to time, but September 15th. So we're like a month away for this one.
Right.
So we've got a couple of in between fights, which will be
Mm.
good. Well, some of the news. One of the ones to pick your brain on was the light heavyweight um, championship. Alex Pereira just constantly busy, keeping himself busy, and he's fighting Khalil Roundtree. What do you think of that, man? There's been a lot of controversy and whatnot. Some people are crying about it. Some people are like, let it be and whatnot. I saw Jamal Hill, cry about it. Not right. That's not the right word. Well, I'm using the words of Ankalaev. Sorry, I'm using the words of Ankalaev because Jamal Hill's the type of dude that he's online. He has his own podcast. He's online. He reads
He's
comments and he
salty as hell.
reacts to comments and stuff.
Yeah.
But he was upset because he was like the guy pulled out of a banned substance, and Khalil was on Joe Rogan's podcast and they spoke about it. It wasn't something that he in talk. It's something that he was saying that the supplement company that he works with, they told him that something was in it, and he was like, shit. So he immediately phoned the UFC and told them, hey, listen, I just found this out. And then they tested and checked. So he stood up. He was the one that said that, let me just check this, that he not owned up to it, he informed them about it. So I think, I don't know,
Mm.
it wasn't as bad, but
Mm.
Jamal Hill was like, how does a man pull out of a fight, get tested for banned substance, and then get the title shot? And he's ranked like number 9. And Kalaev
Mm.
responded saying, like, stop crying, do your work, and you'll get back up there. And Kalaev's like, my job is to smash people. So he's looking to smash someone who is fighting in Abu Dhabi.
Package.
And yeah, and
Package.
then
Yeah.
so Kalaev's basically like, well, like it is what it is. I'm gonna smash whoever and get my shot. Jamal Hill, he's just not happy about it. But what do you think? What do you think? I mean, I'm down, I
Great
guess.
shot, by the way.
Oh, that is a good shot. That's a brilliant shot.
Yeah. That's a really good question. I I find it difficult to believe that they're not catering to Pereira and his skill set. What I mean by that is the fact that Ankalaev is the wrestler, and that's the question that we all have, right? Yet you're going to give him another stand-up fighter, which so it is a bit weird. It is very, very strange that they've done that. And, Ankalaev was next. So I don't know. I don't want to call it padding, but it does seem a bit strange that you're not going to give the next guy who deserves it and who also has the skill set that can probably derail the champion next. I think that's really strange that they're doing that.
You know what? I'm glad you
Yeah.
brought that up. That's a really good fucking point because I didn't think about it. In my head, like Alex Pereira is a superstar. Of course he is, right?
Yeah.
He's so active, but you're right from a perspective. because he's so active, because he's a superstar, let's use him a few times. Let him. I'm not saying easy fights, but like you said, fights that will suit him, which will be stand-up fights, which is this one perfectly. Before we give him to someone who could possibly beat him, and then derail him, and then that superstarness. The UFC don't make as much money because Ankalaev, let's be real, is not superstar, right? On same level as Pereira.
No,
That's a good
no.
point. It's a good point. You never know. They might be like, quickly just take Roundtree, and then maybe after you could fight Ankalaev, and that if you lose,
Or
then we've used you.
or when is that fight again against Roundtree?
I believe it's October.
Okay, and then when is Jones fighting Stipe?
Oh, I mean, I don't think that's booked, but I think that's November or something.
Mm.
Here we go. This is October
Okay. Mm.
6th.
October 6th. Okay. Don't be surprised if they try to book Pereira with somebody else after and skip Ankalaev or something. Don't be surprised about that, I wouldn't be
If
surprised.
yeah, and listen, yeah, no, you're right, you're right. If they give if Pereira says I want to go down and challenge DDP, they'll give it to him. If he wants to go up, if he wins this, if he wants to go up, they might give it to him, like Tom Aspinall versus but you never know. Like that, bro, this guy, because he's such a superstar, they'll just give it to him. So you're right.
Yeah.
That it's a good point. It's a good point.
What did
The
you think
other
about it, by the way?
I listen,
What
man.
was
I
your
think it could be a fun fight. End of the day, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a fun fight. In regards to like the rankings and all that sort of stuff, like there's a little bit, but the truth of the matter is, bro,
Mm.
ever since Connor, maybe before even Connor,
Yeah.
but ever since he broke the rules of all of that. He broke the
Broke the
rules.
he bet.
Anyone could get a
Yeah.
title shot as long as you're popular and you're
Yeah.
what broke the rules. The one I'll say it always, like the one that always gets me is Jose Aldo, the most dominant, was it
Oh,
flyweight champion or featherweight champion of all time, and when Conor beat him, no rematch. Everyone else gets a rematch. Sean Strickland just gets a rematch. Like all that sort of stuff. He won the belt, lost it to DDP, gets a rematch. Aldo, most dominant champ, but because Conor was such a superstar, it's like, no rematch. We're gonna move on with Conor because he's a superstar. So the
yeah.
rankings and all that shit don't really matter. This sport, which I love to bits, is a mixture of sport and entertainment. In whatever makes money, whoever makes money, you call the shot. Like you get those big super fights or whatnot, you get the title fights, whatever. And if you don't make money, yeah, you follow the rankings. You stay in
Yeah.
line, you follow the
That's
rankings.
it.
So
That's
it
it.
is what it is, and you have and that's just the way the business is, and it is what it is. They end of the day, they do make the fights that we want to see sometimes. Most of the times, I would say.
Most of the time. Yeah.
So can't complain, man. Really, I guess in some ways.
No, you're right. We can't complain, and they do make the rules depending on the players. For example, right? It states in a UFC contract that words of racism, profanity, certain things is a no-no, right? We had Izzy say all kinds of madness in that stare down after DDP beat Rodder Whitaker, right? We all know what was said. Dana White was like, he was racist? What? What are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
play dumb.
Yeah, Dana was
Then
like, but Dana was like, well, he's black. He can say it. He can say whatever he wants. Like, he puts it out
oh,
there. But I didn't know that was in their contract. Is that in their contracts?
it's in the contract. And then not long after that, there was that dude that said something about the Chinese person and he got in trouble for something racial,
Did
right?
he? Oh, okay.
You don't
I
remember
mean,
that?
I don't remember that one, but I've heard some. Look what Conor did to Khabib, and the religion, and look what that. I remember I told you before there was an Israeli fighter. I think it was like on a Contender Series or whatever, called an Afghan fighter a terrorist and all that sort of shit. Like
See?
so then this contract don't mean shit. But this is what I love about. But listen, I have to hold up a second. I gotta love. I love. This is why I love the UFC and Dana White, because when Dana's like, well, he's black. Let him say what he wants. Like all this,
Yeah.
I respect that, because listen, man, they ban Russia from the Olympics and all that sort of stuff. Like, they censor so many things and all these other things. In the UFC, it's like we're not getting involved in politics. It's fighting against fighting. Could you imagine if Dana was like, we're gonna ban all Russian fighters. What? No
Oh,
Islam, no Umar, none, but all the guys, but all the Russian fighters, all gone. Hamzat Chimaev, oh, you're all banned. Fuck that, man. He's like, hell no. They're like half my revenue, man. Hell no. He would lose Abu Dhabi, all that sort of stuff, bro. Like, I think Dana, like, yes, there's in the contracts and they tried to, but when it comes to it, Dana's like, say what you want, vote for who you want, promote who you want. Yes, maybe if you went too far, like I'm sure he'll step in, but in general, they just let them be, which is why I love the UFC, to be honest with you.
yeah, yeah. No, I agree with you on that one. I feel like it's open space. I think there was a time when didn't they ban flags at one point?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's gone
I
now,
think
no,
it's
right?
no, I think they still banned it. So they banned it when the Ukraine-Russia war happened. Then Dana was like, fuck it, they're back. And then Israel and Palestine happened, and then he banned it again. And but on
Idris
Bilal's,
came up, DDP came up with his flag.
oh, then I guess it's back again. Because on Bilal's fight, he had the
Yeah,
Palestinian flag out. Because do you remember
yeah,
a reporter asked Dana White, like because someone took it away, someone removed it. And so a
I
reporter
didn't know
asked
that.
Dana, and Dana kind of was like, buoyed him off. It's like, what I know what, but Dana was kind of pissed. He was like, I know what the fuck you're trying to do and whatnot. And he kind of buoyed off the reporter. But that was
Okay,
just a couple of weeks ago. So I guess it
right.
depends. Maybe sensitive countries like Israel, Palestine, Russia, Ukraine. It's like, all right, guys, let's
Yeah.
chill out on the flags right now.
Perhaps. But you know what? Aside from that, the one thing that I find is disheartening is that a lot of these Russian guys are not going to be able to fight in the US or other parts of the world. So it kind of feels like, okay, if you guys do the job and get up there in the rankings, like how's it going to work if you're a champion and you can't leave your country? It's kind of messed up.
It
That
is,
needs
it
to,
is. I mean, but this is why it was great about the UFC. It's like, let's go to Abu
yeah.
Dhabi. Let's fight in Abu Dhabi. You know what I mean? Like,
True.
because all those
True,
Russian
true, true.
fighters now,
Yeah.
most of them are like all Muslim dudes, so they're all welcome in Abu Dhabi and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. Like, I think Shara Bullet. No,
Yeah.
he's allowed in the US now. I think before he wasn't.
Okay,
Uh,
he's good.
yeah, but there was
Shemaev
a
is
few.
still fucked.
I think
Sorry.
he's still fun. Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah.
think so. So it's
Which
just like we'll fight in Abu Dhabi, like, and they that works for them, I guess.
yeah. It kind of adds to the whole mishype of Shemaev because it's like he can't do all the extra stuff that other champions can anyway. And you know, the fact that he's had these illnesses and he's had a lot of bad luck, it kind of just adds to it this like, okay, well, it's all right then, because he couldn't really be that massive superstar he would globally want to be because of this stuff. So it kind of makes sense in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on people as well, because I know like the AKA guys, they are all Umar and Usman, they're all in the US now. So it's just they pick and choose, I
Yeah.
guess.
Depends on who it
Uh,
is.
yeah, and
Yeah.
Chimaev's, he's hanged out with that
That
Chechnyan
guy,
dude.
I think that's the reason, isn't it? It's or part of it or something. Yeah, it's something. It's something. It's
I don't
something.
know. I don't know
I'm
much
just
about that.
thinking about like future wise. If like maybe 2 years time we get a bunch more Russian guys that are champions and they can't move around like that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, they'll
That's a
figure that
problem.
out. Like I said, that's why they got a base in the Middle East now, so they could just fight there and stuff like that. But yeah, just the other quick ones I wanted to talk to you about was this one bust me, like cracked me up, bro. Craig Jones, when
Oh
he gives
damn.
Gabby Garcia, but I couldn't stop laughing because Craig Jones is a funny dude, right? He's a high level black belt. I watched some of the fight. When I say fight, it was definitely a fight. I know, but Craig Jones was really toying with her, right? She's 300
Right.
pounds. She is a black belt. She
He's
smashes women and whatnot. He's definitely
powerful.
smaller, but he's high level. So, and you can
Right.
see while they're rolling, he's kind of playing with it. But bro, this face off, I was busting up because he grabbed her and he kissed her, which was the funniest shit I've seen, and she was so upset.
That was so
I
scary.
know you can say like yes, sexual harassment or whatnot,
It's
whatever
not right.
happened, but
It's not right.
he's such a comedian, bro. He's so funny, man.
I
It's
don't
just
know him by
so I only
uh
know him because he's been on like Rogan's podcast. I've seen him on
uh
who's the other guy that I listen to?
Eddie Bravo. Oh
Eddie
no.
Bravo and all them guys, but he's
Yeah.
there's
Rollers.
another guy. I'm trying to think.
Eddie fucking
I've gone blank.
Bravo.
There's the Russian dude who wears a black suit. He's very smart. I've gone very blank. Lex Friedman. Sorry, Lex Friedman. He's been on his podcast. He trained or helped Alex Volkanovski a lot before the Islam fight. So Craig Jones helped him a lot for that one. But in general, his personality is just he just cracks lots of jokes. He loves banter and whatnot.
Never heard of him.
But
Wow.
that was hilarious. He used to roll with all those Dan Hunt, the Danaher Death Squad and whatnot.
Which one? Who?
Danaher, you know, like
I've heard of. Okay, there's a school, isn't it? BJJ school.
it
Yeah.
comes from Henzo Gracie. John Danaher, man, he's the bald head.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah. Okay. He's from that camp, yeah.
well,
But
yeah. I mean, I think they broke up now, but he was with them guys for the longest time. But
he only rolls. He's only a BJJ guy.
yeah. But he's just hilarious.
Okay.
So he put up this
Okay.
event to kind of challenge the what you call it, the Abu Dhabi AD. Oh fuck, I've gone
Hmm?
black. The Abu Dhabi
Hmm?
Jiu-Jitsu tournament, ADCC. I think it's the ADCC,
Okay.
which is I think it's the highest level of Jiu-Jitsu tournament, like the most prestigious one. And this one that he put together right now, this what Craig Jones put together was to challenge that and also to pay the athletes higher, pay the Jiu-Jitsu higher. So I believe the prize for everyone
Ah,
was just like $1 million, bro. So the Rotolo brothers fought. One of the Rotolo brothers fought,
right,
won $1 million. Like it's not like, bro, he would never get $1 million from ONE FC and whatnot. So he
right,
really like he worked with some. I think he was on Rogan's podcast talking about he worked with some Middle Eastern dudes to get that money together to pay people, but he's really trying to
right. Oh,
challenge that and
nice.
pay the athletes more.
That's
So
dope.
that's great for the athletes, but that was comedy, man.
Yeah.
I watched that and just laughed because it's the way he did
Oof,
it, man. It was hilarious.
and he bolted. That was scary, man. That's
Yeah.
all I can say. That was scary.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
What else is there?
David and Goliath situation there, man. Damn.
Definitely. Any other news before we call it?
I think
There
you
was,
covered both. Go on.
I'm trying to think. There was something else in my head, but oh, did you see that Olympic dude? Let me check if I can find him. Who looked like Habib, the
Yeah, you
Olympic
showed me. Yeah,
Russian wrestler.
you showed me that.
Let me
Yeah,
see if
you
I can
showed me
find it.
that. So he won, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's crazy that he looks just like the dad, and and then the guy looks like Khabib, like dead on.
Well, like, let's see if I can find it. I heard. Look. I'm not an expert on this, but I heard Jordan Burroughs lost his first match.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
to this
yeah,
guy.
not to this guy. No, I think it was someone else.
Okay.
See if I could find a
Is it?
picture. I have no idea what he looks like or what his name is. So it's like some sort of mega Dememov
Isn't
type name.
let me see if I can get what you sent me, because there was Burroughs was talked about going into some kind of combat sports, right? At some point.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, WWE called him out. Like, I think,
Ah,
not called him out. I think he had a couple things like WE and
lined
UFC and
up.
whatnot. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see if
Okay.
this
Yeah.
works.
I
Khabib
saw
lookalike. Would
look
it come up?
guy.
Is it this dude? I think it's this dude. Yeah, it's this dude. Look at this guy,
Got
man.
it.
Look at his face, bro.
Yeah,
And
yeah. And then his dad
yeah,
yeah, it's crazy. He just looks a bit more thicker. Well, like in the face,
yeah.
but he does look like he could be his cousin or his older brother or something.
What the hell's his name, man?
Khabib clone at Olympics.
Oh,
There he is. No.
trying to find his name.
Khabib clone. Bulgarian Habib? No. There's so many pictures of him.
I know, I just can't find his name. It's definitely him, like
Hold on. Keep him up. I'm gonna use Google Lens. Oh, damn it.
Khabib said would never fight.
Hold on.
No,
I'm
not
gonna use
win.
Bulgarian, yeah?
Oh, is he from Bulgaria? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it. His name is uh Magomed. Hold on. I think his name is Magomed Ramazanov.
Okay, okay,
There you
yeah.
go. I got
Uh,
Ramazan Zamov.
okay. Out of 86 kgs, this guy
Zamov.
here on Reddit is right in the back. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's just one of those interesting things. Is he going to be one of those beasts? But interested. Anyway, just wanted to kind of
Lookalikes.
look-alikes, man. Bro, exciting,
Yeah.
exciting day. I've been up since 5:30. I'm tired.
Oh man, I
Sunday.
don't know how you did it.
Man, you know what? Like, I don't sleep anyway. And this was a card that I definitely want to wake up and watch live,
Mm.
because spoilers will be all over the place. But man, another, excuse me, exciting day of fights. You know, good to see these guys, these warriors go at it. Good to see the
Mm.
respect, and I'm happy. I'm
Yeah.
happy that's all that part is done. And I
Yeah.
hope when they
Same.
fight again in future, like it won't be that. It will just be more concentrated on,
Yeah.
the previous fight. Let's get,
Same.
skill set and all that sort of stuff. Skill set.
Mm.
But yeah,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah. Hmm?
awesome. But no, I'm just gonna say, like, let's call it there, man. It's good to catch up. I'm glad we caught up today, to kind of geek out about the fights. And we'll catch up next week. I know you got an event tomorrow, so good luck with that.
Thank you.
And we'll catch
Yeah,
up.
I
We'll
gotta.
talk about that next week. I know timing's a bit off. Sunday's a bit of a hard one for me, just because it's family time and whatnot. So
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk.
definitely, definitely,
We'll
man.
talk.
Well,
We'll talk.
cool. Guys, everyone, thanks for watching, liking, all that good stuff. Subscribe. Please like, subscribe. If you want to hear more of our content, geek out with us. And we out. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.